Welcome to Bears in Excel. Today is September 13th and it's time for the market overview, looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, XOY, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, and SLV. Alright, well, we had a fairly lackluster day today, and matter of fact, it was really boring compared to what we've become accustomed to, and don't know exactly if that's a good thing or not, because really it just seems that we're just kind of treading water, waiting for the next shoe to drop, and given enough time, it will. So, anyways, away we go. Essentially, what we're going to be looking at is that most of our time frames don't look very good. So that's not a good sign. But anyway, here we are with the Dow. We ended with a spinning top. We do not like spinning tops, and the short-term moving averages are leveling out some, but they are still pointed down. We still have the middle Bollinger Band above the short-term moving averages. CCI ticking up, 14-day RSI ticking up, and everything else ticking down, with the exception of the MACD, which got a sideways tick, but very weak. We didn't even get too much more of a drop in the stochastics. We did say that we're looking for them to go lower, maybe to the 20 line, and then turn around, join the 14-day RSI moving average on the way up, and get a good positive move. So, yeah, I guess things are going according to plan. And if it's able just to tread water right here and not move too much while these reset, that's fine. So be it. It's better than just breaking down and falling apart and all that good stuff. Our shorter term time periods do not look overly attractive. 60-minute time frame. We got a crossover. We got separation. It's heading towards the bar. Stalling out there near the second half of the day. And unfortunately, this move here today exhausted pretty much everything. CCI extremely high, stochastics both very high. RSI 14-day moving average still in the oversold area, starting to tick back up, but it has a ways to go before it really gets beyond that 20 and does some damage to the upside. It had a even tick on the histogram, and the MACD itself is still pointing up, but beyond the 14-day RSI moving average, I really like to watch the two stochastics, and they are very high. So if we're not able to do a reversal and have the histogram begin climbing again, certainly we should have some sort of a descent as things need to reset themselves. But we'll see. It is a spinning top. Could have good news that China is buying all of Asia or all of Europe tomorrow, and then we just go up 5,000 points in the first minute, but we'll see. SPX, a stronger spinning top than the Dow. Notice the top shadow is very small, and we do have a shadow on the bottom. Rather than just ticking sideways, we actually have an uptick on the fastest moving average, which is this is nothing to be excited about yet. ES having a slight uptick gives it a very, very small upside target, but nothing to bet on. Uptick on the CCI. Notice it has much more room than the Dow. 14-day RSI moving average still marching up. Stochastic still going down, with the exception of the fast stochastic, which actually got a side tick. SPX was stronger than the Dow today, so that's fine. Down tick on the RSI, side tick on the histogram, and uptick on the MACD. 60-minute time frame. We appear to be trying to work off that positive divergence that we have, and we're going to see how far that's able to go. But in the 60-minute time frame, CCI high, stochastics high, RSI taken down, You know, it's not attractive until we really get that 14-day RSI moving average moving on back up and have the stochastics realigned to move along with it. So a reset here would entail a little bit of down, well, a little bit at least, of course, but that's fine. That's fine. The VIX. Okay, we had another move down, and yeah, I guess you could say that the market properly tracked this, but I actually would have expected a little bit more. But the VIX still looks pretty good. It did break below the major price consensus level today. Whether that's going to have some really decent effect on it remains to be seen. So if we're able to go to the lower price consensus level at 34, that will be fine. If it's able to do that, that's still perfectly fine. That would just be another going in for another bar retest, which it can bounce off of. So downtick on the CCI, downtick on the RSI moving average, uptick on both stochastics, uptick on the RSI, uptick on the slight uptick on the histogram, side tick on the MACD. We are just in a holding pattern until we have movement one way or the other via our NDEs. XOI, we have a actually resembles more of a hammer than a spinning top, and once again mixed bag in the secondaries, very similar to SPX and Dow, so I won't rehash that. There's just not too much to say today. We're just waiting, and the charts actually did not improve today. So TNA, very almost like a miniature hammer, but the body is actually larger than the tail, so it's not too much to play with. The only difference between this and the Dow and the SPX is we actually had an uptick on the histogram instead of a side tick, and everything else is identical. We still have those divergence that it appears to be trying to work out right now in the histogram and the other indicators that we talked about in last night's long video. So now we'll just skip ahead to the fun part, UUP. Alright, well here is actually the best tell as to what's happening. The 200-day moving average, we closed just below it today, ended with a hammer after our inverse hammer yesterday. So we have a little double there. You can see that the short-term moving averages are rounding out, although we do not have a downtick yet. But we can see the excessive separation, the bubble, is definitely there, and it looks like everything is getting ready to roll over. We said that last night, and today we got the downtick on the histogram, downtick on the fast stochastic, and further downtick on CCI. So this is a good sign. If this is actually going to go down for a corrective move, that will be extremely positive for the market and will swing the treading water into the bulls' favor. But we do have to see this happen, and getting below the 200-day moving average is a clue about that. So this is going to correct sometime in the future. If it's going to start tomorrow and get our downtick, that'll be great. If it decides to have one more push-up to try to establish itself above the 200-day moving average, that's fine too. But we know that there is a problem here. We know that it has to be repaired at some point, and you know, the worse it gets, the more force there's going to be when it snaps back. So we are looking out for that with great interest. FXE, nice inverse. We have an inverse hammer. We have the excessive separation and wobble. We do not have an uptick as of yet. This is not as extreme as the dollar, but nonetheless, it is a fantastic uptick on the histogram. Stochastics look like they're trying to turn up. We still have the 14-day RSI moving average, which has room to move, but overall, this isn't bad. Having all of these go back up to the top while the 14-day RSI moving average continues its descent would be perfectly fine, and then have it come down, meet up with the 14-day RSI moving average, and get our real move. That's really what I'm looking for. GLD, our second VIX. Alright, ended with a spinning top. Middle Bollinger Band is in the dead center of the moving averages. This is complete indecision. It did peak above the upper price consensus area and closed below it. Beyond that, of course, so yesterday we said everything was ticking down. We actually got an uptick today on the RSI, but that was about it. Slow Stochastics got a side tick, and actually the CCI got an uptick as well. So still thinking that it will come back and test this major price consensus level at some point in the not too distant future, but until then we're just waiting. SLV, spinning top, and just like gold, everything ticking down just like yesterday, with the exception of the CCI, RSI, and that's it. So I'm sorry there's not much more to say tonight. We're just waiting. So as always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.